This is kind of what I used to sleep with right now in the winter. Right now, I have the One Tigress hammock. I got it for $40 off of Amazon. It does have a bug net. I do have it flipped over, and you'll see why here in just a second. If you can't tell, I have a cocoon over it. It works really good in the summer. Never had a problem with bugs getting into it through the mesh here. It's no seams. Actually comes with its own stuff sack that's attached. That's really convenient. Inside, I just have a basic little pillow. Weighs next to nothing. Has fleece on one side and polyester on the other. This, of course, is the little $8 sleeping bag that I told you guys about that I just kind of throw over myself. It works good in the summer, especially 60 and above. Really, I don't even need it with this system, but I just kind of have it more as a comfort. You know, I like having something thrown across me while I sleep, and it doesn't weigh anything really. I think it's less than a half a pound to carry, so a little bit extra weight for comfort. Now, of course, the reason I'm able to actually get down to decent temperatures, we're looking at 30 degrees tonight. This is the hike and bike down cocoon. It's rated to 0. It does zip up completely around you. You can see like this. And generally, when I'm in this, I stay completely warm. We were at Mohican. I was at 30 degrees, and I was basically in a t-shirt and underwear. I was really comfortable. It comes with a hood that you can drape around your head. Sleeps really tight and nice. So you guys can see, just to show you, it's the hike and bike. It comes with this new little stuff sack, which this doesn't weigh anything. It adds almost no weight to the carry. It's hike and bike. It's 550 down, and like I said, it's rated to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So definitely worth the money. I paid $160 for it. Regular price is actually $199. I got it on sale off of Amazon. Really good company. I mean, I bought the product that day. I got an email. I mean, you know, it's probably just an automatic generated email, but still a company that takes the time to do that, I find impressive. They sent an email out thanking me for buying the purchase. Wanted to know if there would be any problems. Once it was delivered, I actually got another email along the same lines, and then I actually received 2 or 3 more, just wanting to make sure that everything was good. I did send an email back letting them know, and I actually got a personalized email back from one of their representatives thanking me for my purchase. It does have a lifetime guarantee from defects. The only thing I don't like about it is it is flammable. It recommends not being near a campfire or anything, so because it can catch fire, and definitely, like embers, can put holes in it. So that's one thing you may want to consider, especially if you like sleeping close to the fire. With this, you really don't need it unless you're a really, really cold sleeper. You know, you're out in below 0 temperatures. Like I said, I mean, it's rated to 0. Comfort is 15. Extreme is 0. With a good sleeping bag in it, you could probably push it below 0. I really have no doubt. Like I said, I think we got down to about 28 or 27 at Mohican, and I was completely comfortable in this thing. We're going to get to 33 tonight or less. We'll figure that out later on. I don't have my tarp up yet. Once I do, I wanted to actually be able to get in here and see all this stuff. Like I said, you know, it has all this neat little stuff, and like I said, the One Tigress. The logo, where I do have it turned around, I have to flip the pocket inside out. One Tigress. This is a really good hammock for the price. I've slept in it a number of nights, never had a problem, been very, very comfortable. Jenny has the exact same hammock. We've had no problems out of it. It does have a, I believe on one of her sides, like right in here, one of the stitching has come loose, but we believe that's actually she had it stretched too far, and she sat down on it with something in her pocket, and it kind of popped a little couple stitches. We repaired it, so no big deal. And like I said, for $40, it's really good. Yeah, of course, the cocoon and everything. This is really nice. Come over here, I'll show you kind of what it comes with as far as setup. The One Tigress, of course, comes with these standard straps. We've had no problems with them. I'm looking to buy better straps, but they are the little bit thinner straps than what you can get. And it comes with a carabiner that just hooks on these really thick things here, you know, the tie-ins from the hammock itself that bunches, you know, causes it to be the banana shape. This is actually part of the cocoon. It's a cinch strap to cinch tight right here, where you get no drafts and such. And I had no problem with this. This actually worked really well. So that's my setup for winter right now. And actually, really, I don't look to buy anything else. You know, unless I decide to do some really, really, really cold sleeping temperatures. And I may need another sleeping bag. Probably get the one Jenny has. It's rated to 32. Inside this, I would think you could push definitely down to 0. Shane's little tent. It's a Stand Sport. I think that's what it is. A Stand Sport, basically Boy Scout tent. Has the bathtub configuration at the bottom to help prevent leaks. Yeah, Stand Sport. Right there it is. We've actually had this tent for a couple of years. Used it, what, probably 7 or 8 trips now. Had no major problems. The one thing that we do recommend, especially in the winter, it does get a lot of condensation in it, so it can get you cool in the morning. Having a face shield or something to go across your face to prevent the breathing. It's not very breathable. The one complaint that we do have is these side poles here. It doesn't come with these. This is kind of a little modification we've added. Otherwise, it kind of dips in, and it can cause leaking at the bottom. Now, there is a rain fly that's actually specifically designed for this particular model. It's $25. It goes across it. Basically, it makes it a $50 tent because the tent itself is $24.99. And it sleeps really well in the winter, doesn't it? I mean, you don't get cold in it, do you?
No, I didn't.
Especially with the air mattress he has. It's the, is it T&H? Yeah, but the T&H, let's see if he's got the door. Yeah. Yes, the T&H, if you can see in there. Yeah. Yes, T&H Outdoors Self-Inflating Air Mattress. I believe it has an R rating of 2.4. Somewhere in that ballpark. I'll look it up and put an annotation on the screen here. He has that, and he also has the 30-degree sleeping bag Extreme that we got off eBay. We paid, I believe, $40 a piece for those. He was at Mohican, said he slept well. You slept what, in your thermals in?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to try to get my tarp up before it gets dark so we can take a look at the bare butt tarp. And I have nothing but praise for that. It's been through quite a few rainstorms, windstorms, and we've had no problem with it so far. So I'll check back with you once I get that up, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, guys. This is the bare butt asymmetrical tarp. We got it $20. I believe it was off Amazon as well. It's worked really well. It's withstood a couple of decent rainstorms, a couple of thunderstorms. We actually have had quite a bit of wind with it. I've not had any problem with it. Right now I do have it sit in porch mode. If you drop it down to the ground real low, it does cut the wind real well. Never had a leak. What's really nice, the actual tie strings here, they're actually reflective. That's actually come in handy at night. Like when we were at Vesuvius, we were actually, of course, we hiked in at night, we set up at night, and also on top of that, we were putting up our bear bag, and we were trying to find a place, and the trees weren't great for that, so we were having trouble finding a spot once we did. It took us a minute to get back to the site, and this actually helped the reflective, guy strings, because without that, it would have made it a little bit more difficult. They're actually really distant; you can see them. So, but yeah, really like this. Like I said, it's asymmetrical. It's longer than it is wide, so you got plenty of room. I believe it's 14 feet this direction and 10.5 width-wise, so it works really well. There have been a number of nights that literally I've camped out, in the rain, just under here in porch mode. It's been quite comfortable. Of course, I've lowered it down if it rains heavier. That's what you do, of course. But for the most part, it's been a really good tarp. We've had no problems with them. My wife actually has one. Jenny has one as well. So that's my complete setup for winter. The only thing I really change in the summer, of course, is I have a different underquilt. That's all I need. So I've done really well. I believe altogether between winter and summer, I've spent less than $300. And of course the most was the cocoon I bought, being $160. The entire other setup for summer at this point in time, I believe, was $125. That's the sleeping bag, pillow, the underquilt I use in the winter or summer, and the actual one Tigress hammock. So definitely definitely haven't spent a lot of money on this. Now, I'm actually planning on next summer buying a much lighter weight underquilt, so that'll be more of an investment, but that's an upgrade. But as far as starting out, $300 for an entire setup for the entire year, I think that's a really good deal. Most people, I mean, I've actually seen some guys, I've met some guys, seen them online, things like that. $300 just for the hammock. So I think I've done well. I sleep comfortably. It's lightweight. I think my base weight right now is definitely below 20 pounds. I'm trying to push it below 13 for next summer. I'd actually like to get below 10, but I don't see that happening because I have a few creature comforts that I like taking with me. So that's my setup. The only other thing I do, I add a static ridge line. Alright guys, we're going to go through a quick little video kind of showing you what I brought on the trip this time. So right here, that's my Kindle bag, fire starter bag. Has a fire starter, some lighter, some matches. Does have a small first aid kit in it with a needle and thread, things like that, just in case we have a problem with one of the packs or something. This is my filtration system. It's a Sawyer Mini. Just has, the basic stuff that comes with that, and a cup for scooping the water out. Do have my Thinsulate gloves there. This is kind of like an EDC, just has a few, of my necessities. Has a little pin light, have some glasses in here, an extra little knife, my inhaler, because I do have asthma, it flares up occasionally. Have a headlamp here. It has multiple settings, the middle here, the sides. You can do all three, and then it has the red and a flashing red, which I really like the red at night because it, it keeps the night vision intact and you can still see in the dark very well. Of course, this is my wood processing set. I have the Elk Ridge bushcraft knife here. This is my Baco saw. Right here is basically my toiletry bag, toothbrush, mouthwash, things like that. This is the extra batteries, basically for my headlamp, my GoPro, couple of charging cables for my phone and such. And this is the pride. This is an Anchor battery bank. It's the 20,000 milliamp. Works really well. I can get about 8 chargings on my phone off of that. In fact, I actually had my phone plugged up last night from 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock this morning. The phone's completely charged, and as far as the indication lights on the Anchor, it's still full. This is the waterproof casing for my GoPro. This is just a poncho in case it rains. Got an extra pair of work gloves to process wood with. This is a shovel, just in case if we have to stop and actually make our own little latrine. This is my cook system, which is a Stanley with the cozy I made that goes around it. It does have a top right now, but I have my oatmeal sitting in that, getting ready to eat. Inside that I have my little Jetboil stove. It's a knockoff. I only paid like $15 for it on eBay, but it was cool. Also, there's a lighter in there, some matches. I have a little sponge and a small amount of dish soap just in case if something gets really nasty. And the rest of this here, right through here, is my sleep system. This is the one Tigris hammock I showed you, my bare butt tarp, the hike and bike underquilt, and this is the little pillow and sleeping bag I slept with inside the actual hammock. This is my food, or my extra clothes, which right now all it's in there is my thermal set and my wool socks from last night. I've switched out of those because it's actually a little bit warmer today and I don't want to start sweating. And that's our bear bag cable there. I did bring in 2 liters of water. That's what I use. And then, of course, the after-dinner beverage. Also, I have a folding hiking chair. Brought in my food. There's the tripod with my GoPro on it. It's not a GoPro, it's an action camera, but it works really well, so not complaining. And, of course, I've got my pack here, which is actually empty right now. It's a Extreme 880 Outlander pack. I actually took the top off. There's a top that goes over it, a brain. I don't like actually having the extra weight on top, so I took it off as long as I don't need it. Have my Kuxa. Do bring in a walkie. Normally we have a set of 2 of these, but the one that the extra one we brought didn't work. I don't know if the batteries are dead or something happened last trip, but I actually brought this on in because it does give you weather, and on the outside chance if something would happen, you may be able to get a hold of a ranger or such. My keys, of course. This is a small thing of mace. I need to get a bigger one for bears, but that's what I'm using right now. And on this side, I have my hand sanitizer, a compass, and of course I do have my trekking poles, the Cascades. These are aluminum, and they seem to be doing the trick. And on here I've actually attached a little setting attachment for my GoPro, and I actually can use my camera on here with a piece of a selfie stick. I just kind of cannibalized. And Shane's actually using my other trekking pole for his tent. And that's generally what I bring in. I know when I first started, I brought in probably 4 times this amount. I believe this trip I estimated roughly 22 pounds on my pack with food and water. When I first started back in July, the very first trip I ever took, when we went to Mohican for the first time around July 4th, I was carrying about 45 pounds, so big difference. But yeah, that's my setup. Oh, I did miss the little solar lantern here. Yes, this is $5 on Amazon. Has a little flashlight underneath. It's solar powered. Of course, it has a place where you can plug it into the wall to finish charging, and it also has a USB charger if in a case of an emergency. But that works really well at night. It's actually fairly bright for $5, so yeah, it's definitely something I like. We'll continue to do this for you guys and for ourselves. Live the adventure. Life's grand adventure. Yeah, you guys make sure you get out, enjoy your life, have a grand adventure of your own. Definitely worth it to try to do what you can do with your life. And if you can't get out and do those things, like I said, and like Jenny said, we'll do it for you. You just tag along and we'll show you what we see and enjoy it together. Anyway, so this is Kevin, and that's Shane. So we'll see you in the next video. You guys have a great time, and we'll check back with you on the trail.